an endowment scholarship program. Each year we recognize one high school senior who's exhibited commitment to love God and our world, grow in faith, and serve others. I'm going to announce the name of our recipient this year, but I told him I need to brag on him for just a little bit so he doesn't have to come up while I do that. Zach Nesbitt Jordan is the recipient of our scholarship from Forest Hill this year. Zach is a graduate of Central Cabarrus High School, and he is headed to NC State pretty soon, in just a couple weeks. He gave me the thumbs up for that, just a couple weeks. I just want to tell you a little bit about what happened when we met as a committee to review Zach's application. We talked about the things that stood out. We have a rubric that we go over and we kind of analyze each of the applicants. And I just want to tell you a little bit about what came out of that meeting and what the folks thought really stood out. First, Zach, I'm going to say, I see a lot of high school transcripts. This is part of what I do for my job. And I saw your transcript and I was like, wow, this is really good. So first and foremost, Zach is an amazing academic kid, and I can tell he worked really hard in high school. Zach is an Eagle Scout. He was an Eagle Scout with the Silver Palm, which is the highest designation for Eagle Scouts, and he got that in 2022. He is a swimmer. We're always swimmers once we're swimmers. He was a member of National Honor Society and the Beta Club. He's got this lovely teacher, I'm probably going to say her name wrong, Miss Homeler. She was his biology teacher and his swim coach. And she really recognized in her letter to the scholarship committee his willingness to help his teammates and his classmates and to really lead. So we really loved that he was showing that leadership. Just a few more things sometimes. Zach, you can often find him running the AV slides during this service. Obviously, he's not today. And I do have it on good authority from Pastor West that the drone footage that you see on our website, if you log on to Forest Hill's website, is courtesy of Zach. Zach talked a little bit about the Forest Hill's impact on his spiritual growth and who had been the biggest impact. So I wanted to talk a little bit about this because this really stood out to a lot of us. Zach noted that Scott and Camber Butts had the largest impact on his Christian faith and his growth. This is a quote from one of the essays that he wrote, and I might misquote it just a tiny little bit, but he said that one of his biggest takeaways, and I want you to hear this because this is important, this is what we're teaching our kids to take away with them from Forest Hill. One of his biggest takeaways was how love has no bounds and should be unconditional toward all, even when people don't ask for it. Can I get an amen to that? That just really, I loved that. Zach did say that he's looking into groups already at NC State where he might be able to continue to grow his faith. So I do wish that he will do that and find some great areas where he can plug in and keep connected with the faith, because I know that's hard when you go to college. Zach, will you come up next week? And let's have a We've got a plaque that's in the hallway and kind of going toward the offices, and you'll see it. I'm going to get it engraved in the next couple weeks here with Zach's name, and it has a little scholarship recipient. Congratulations.